Here we're going to look very quickly at formulas and substitution. It's really easy. All you need to do is make sure you write out your equation, putting back the multiplication signs that are normally hidden. So that's really the important thing for this substitution part. And then all we need to do is figure out using BIDMAS what the answer would be. Now a formula is a mathematical rule that uses two or more variables. Remember, variables are letters that are used. The plural of formula is actually formulas or formulae, if you want to be very fancy about it. So we're going to look at this mathematical formula here, y equals 10x minus 5. And we have a comma and then this thing here. Now this value is the value we're going to substitute in to this formula. Okay, so this is the thing to substitute, this is the formula, the part with the equal sign. So the first thing we need to do, you can see up here it says, when substituting numbers into a formula, write any hidden multiplication signs first. So we are going to write the formula out again. 10x means 10 times x minus 5. All right, so we've written out the formula. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to do this thing called substitution. So I'm going to write the word substitute so I know that I'm doing it. Substitute. And we're going to write substitute x equals 7. Now what that means is we are going to write this equation out again. It's exactly the same. But instead of writing x where I wrote x down, we don't write x. We are going to write the number 7. And what we've done is we've substituted out the x and put the 7 in its place. That's what substitution is. So now when we work through this, remember BIDMAS, you have to do the multiplication part first. So 10 times 7 is 70. Take away 5, and 70 take away 5 is 65. So the answer for this question is y equals 65. And if you want to be really exact with it too, what you can do is you can actually say that y equals 65. I'm just going to move this up a little bit. Oops. Y equals 65 when x equals 7. And what that tells someone is it tells them, well, it doesn't equal 65 all the time, but it equals 65 if you have this particular substitution in your formula. So this is your answer, y equals 65 when x equals 7. All right, so we're going to look at the next one. So you can see on the right side you've got another formula, and that formula has a division in it because you can see the line there. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to move this, that's pretty, is we're going to write down our formula again. Now this time, remember, write down any multiplications. I would also say write down any divisions too, to be honest, because I like to write down both of those. So we're going to write the formula down again. X divided by 2 plus 4. And once we've written that down, we're going to do our substitution. Substitute x equals 5. So we write down our formula again. But this time, instead of the x here, I don't want you to write the x down. I want you to write the number that you're substituting, which is the number 5. So we've got 5 divided by 2 plus 4. Now this is a little bit ugly because 5 divided by 2 is not actually a very nice number. But we can do that up here. 5 divided by 2. Does 2 go into 5? It does, 2 times. And we have a remainder. So we've got to put the remainder somewhere. We're going to pop it over here and add a 0 because this is going to go into decimals. So 2 fitted into 5 2 times with 1 left over. 2 fits into 10 5 times with no remainder. So the answer for this part is 2.5, and then we're going to add 4. So we did the division first because we did BIDMAS. And if we do the addition for that, we have 2.5 plus 4. Remember 4 is like 4.0, yeah, because it has no decimal part there. So that would be 6.5. So that means 2.5 plus 4 is 6.5. So y equals 6.5. And I like to say that it's when x equals 5 because we had to do this substitution to get y equals 6.5. So the big thing with the substitutions that we're doing today is make sure you write in the multiplications and divisions before you substitute in your x value to find what y is.